Okay, so I wonder if you could describe for us the lesson that went before the re-engagement lesson.
The classroom teacher gave her class one of the Mars assessments called Candies, and it was looking at ratios and began with equivalent fractions.
And we did not score it on the papers itself, but we looked through all the responses and we grouped them into like responses to see a little bit how the class was thinking. And it was then we went on to design how would we go back into this classroom and help them get into the mathematics that was involved in this task.
Okay, so when you initially looked at student work, what were some of the things that really sort of jumped out at you that prompted you to really want to use this as a task to design a lesson around?
Well, I would say the kids were really struggling with the relationships between with the ratios and the ratios that it was involved, and also how to structure their work so that they could get at all the pieces. And oftentimes they didn't even know how to quite understand the language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things I think I heard you talking about was that there was a lot of different types of models, and so you structured the lesson to sort of help kids make sense of those models. Can you?
But there were a lot of types of models, and some were used accurately and some were not quite there yet. And so we used some of those that weren't quite there but had logic to it, and we're hoping that the students can learn from those and see the validity and usefulness in those models and where solutions could be found, as well as the models that were used well.
Yeah, so I think, like, if I remember right, in sort of designing this protocol, it was to sort of help kids gain new strategies, but also confront the logic of some of their misconceptions so they could let go of them.
That's right.
So do you have any example you could give us of that?
Well, there are several examples that we use in the lesson itself, of course. Here, with the cream and the chocolate, when they read it, one of the answers is, well, it's 9 cups of chocolate that they use because 9 is right there, 9 cups of these 2 ingredients. That meant 9 of each.
Right, rather than reading the recipe.
That's right. Or keeping a proportion that was a proportion that kept